Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. I haven't had chai in 2 days. They've not let me.
Why?
I had a bad stomach thing over the weekend. No, I was just shitting water, man. It was
I think
horrible.
it's the food we had last week. It's caught up with you.
No, man. It was something on Friday night. Somebody sent me a cake because I put out the special, and I think it's the cake. Like Vakar sent the cake. I think it's the cake. It could also be the water at J Spot. Both of these, like comedy club water, is never to be drunk.
It's so funny because 2 days ago he sent me a cake, and I'm worried about my stomach.
After we're off air, remind me to tell you the cake date story.
Okay.
After we're off air, because like the story should not spread out any further than it's spread already.
Just say it, man. Just say it. It's okay.
Then
It's only for our pleasure.
It's a shitty story.
That's okay.
No, I'm not saying this.
We've had such horrible, grotesque stories on our show.
Dude, I've never heard anything worse than this, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
My interest level is speed. I'm not moving forward in this podcast.
It's not a personal story, thankfully, but still.
We'll do it off air. It's always nice to have something off air that we can share between us.
Yeah.
Later.
For this, dear subscribers, you have to pay very premium.
Yeah. Hey, so what I was saying is this. I was complaining in the lift only to him about this. But we have to stop kind acts unless they can be done on time. Okay, that's
what the fuck is kind acts?
Kind acts is my wife has packed me lunch.
Okay.
And food because I have to go on set after this. I might not get good food. She has done a lot of effort. Thank you, Shubha. Wow. But could it be done by 11:30 when I have to leave?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can we? Why do thank you.
Oh fuck.
But
you're Cyrusing it today.
Yeah, but why does it have to be at this?
At 12.
Why do I have to be late?
Be punctual with your favors, people.
Yes. that is the t-shirt code.
That's true, man. Like, but then I think the act counts in the long run.
I agree the act counts in the long run, but in the short run the lateness counts.
Considering your stomach has been screwed for the past few days, no, I think this act counts right now, and we can wait a few minutes without you going whatever you were going to go.
Latrine is the word. Latrine. Yeah.
On that note, man, remember Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yeah.
So you remember the witch in the movie, her name is Latrine.
Yeah.
And at one point she says, I changed my name. And the guy's like, you changed your name to Latrine? What was it before? And she says, Shitpot.
Yeah. Fucking Mel Brooks knew how to
Oh man, Mel Brooks, I love him so much.
Speaking of shit jokes, like he could make like entire fart scenes just like
symphony.
So funny, Mel Brooks, God.
Yeah. Monty Python.
Monty Python also
was Monty Python, but
that was also superb. Monty Python was the next level of this thing. Like especially
they were the first next level.
Yeah, that first time I saw the horse thing where they do tuck 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 with the clap. You haven't seen that?
Yeah, probably.
In Life of Brian also, and in the other one also.
This is not Life of Brian. This is in.
They're accompanying the horses with that sound. Yeah.
But there are no horses. Yeah. And that just, it blew my mind that you could do this.
They had no money. So they were just like playing into it.
Oh, they were so funny, man.
Dude, for me as a Christian child, imagine watching like have you seen Life of Brian? The end scene where they like start singing on the fucking cross, okay? And they're thinking about like the positive side of life, and it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Because they're all crucified, and like for the longest time it's just like the poverty porn of the fact that somebody dies. It's been very high. These are the worst people. So much.
For me, the scene where Jesus is on the thing and he talks, and then somebody from far away goes, "We can't hear you." It's so good. It's so perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah.
But that's why like now they need mics in churches, because earlier all the constructions were like the domes were built in such a way that you could stand in one spot and then the voice just like ricochets.
We still have those churches in Bombay though, right? Like
the
old ones.
Yeah. But they still have mics now because like
the
priests also don't want to like throw their voice so far. Technology is our friend. Except condoms.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Catholics don't do the condoms.
For the Catholics only.
Yeah, we put sheepskin.
Unless you don't want to have like children, then they're fine.
Yeah. You have to not.
They're forsaken.
You can't even. Can you do a what's it called?
Gotra.
The Nasbandi for men. What is it called? The
circumcision.
No, vasectomy. Vasectomy. Is vasectomy okay in Catholicism?
I doubt it.
It's not mentioned in the Bible. That technology.
I think it will be in the 2023 edition.
Yeah. King Julian.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, Akash, what the fuck?
Snippy.
No, I'm just saying.
There's a documentary out called 1946. It's a colon some fucking phrase. But the idea is that there's a whole thing in the Bible where homosexuality was like post 1946 was like where the rage began, like you're immoral if you're laying with a man and everything.
Yeah.
And it's such a it was just like someone ran with that translation instead of that being the literal translation. Before that, all the Bibles had, if you do all these dirty things, like which include so many things, but they just chose to go with homosexuality and made that like the thing. So you should watch a documentary if you are able.
But I mean, my grandmother forced me to read the Bible, because I was brought up Catholic. I don't remember any line where it says, "Thou shalt not bugger thy friend."
Yeah.
Not in that exact Bandra phrase.
No, that would be, "Thou shalt not bugger thy bugger."
Yeah. Thou shalt not play with your friends, Avlas. That would have been the levels of wrong.
Deep cuts.
Yeah, but it's funny that like overall that's a problem for the church, unless you're an altar boy.
There's a lot of problems with the church.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get into it. Sid Kuda, I'm happy you're here. You
Cheers,
always
man.
have the best stories. I met Sid at Hashbase's wedding.
Nice.
He was the first guy I met. I mean, like there was like 8 people
Yeah.
at that point. We met and then I think we hung out for the rest of the evening. I really don't remember because after 1 hour
No,
it was a blur.
it was a blur. It was a blur.
It
By
was-
the
it was the
time it
best
was,
kind, yeah.
dude, like and it was like winter, so it was early. Like it was the night was early, and I remember we got there at around. You were on time. You came at 5 sharp.
So both of us came around between 4:45 and 5 something.
It was
Okay.
in Delhi, what?
Yeah, in Faridabad.
Okay.
And oh man, dude, like before we knew it, because then Bharat and all also came and more people joined. But by the time like we looked around, we were like, guys, we're so high and drunk, and what time is it? And they were like 7, and we were like, fuck.
I remember it being 6 when that first happened. Like it's been only an hour. The bar opened at 5,
Yeah.
and we. Then it was all a blur. There is video evidence, that's why I remember bits of it.
Yeah.
And then he like called me some days later and was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Memories came back. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was such a great wedding, dude. Day 1, though, I was completely like, I was just like being starstruck, but keeping it cool. Because I was like, I've been listening to this guy's music for like fucking my whole, like since my formative years.
But like a normal Bombay kid, I didn't know that till like some hours of
Yeah.
meeting it.
Yeah, but like but then I was like also trying to keep it low. But then by the end of it, like it got, I started like fanboying also a little bit here and there. Like I couldn't hold it back beyond a point.
By which time we were very high.
Yeah, everyone was very drunk, dude. Everyone was also like, "Arre."
In their
So,
fields,
yeah,
yeah.
it was all fine.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
That's
day
great.
2 was fucking much more
Yeah,
controlled.
all of us made sure to like drink responsibly
Yes.
and controlledly.
Far
Yeah.
more family members and
But drink nonetheless.
yeah.
Of course. Don't be silly. It's a
Yeah.
wedding.
yeah, there was this there's this one photo where Hash was telling me about you're there, and then who else was bald? Benny is there, Hash's dad is there, and then somebody else is there, and it's a series of 5-6 photos of everyone's just plastered, and Uncle is the only sober one there, and you can see them like, and then they say, and then both Sid and Benny turn to Hash's dad and kiss him
Oh wow.
on either side of the cheek, and it is the most adorable shit.
But he's really sweet.
Yeah.
Uncle is awesome.
Yeah, no,
He's
like it's such a
superb.
nice
Such
guy.
a sweet. Then that whole family, Hashbase is awesome, his wife is awesome, the in-laws are awesome, Isha, his wife's mother. I've never seen a mother love her daughter so much ever in my life. It was
Wow.
mind-blowing.
Nice. It's so crazy when you have to go to see other people's wedding and see all that love. And you're like, what's wrong with my family? Why can't my mother love my sister like that?
Yeah. Occasionally, I wish my dad would smile more.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, I remember, like, now my dad's mellowed down a lot. So, like, as you said,
Yeah.
like, kissing uncles, it's like, it's a good thing. They should be appreciated at certain point in their life where,
Yeah.
like, they break down from all the macho inhibition bullshit and then just become, like, mellow a little bit.
Yeah.
You were talking about getting plastered and I was not at the wedding, so I don't have anything to offer.
It was just a normal time game. You can
Yeah.
imagine you were there.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
remember about as much as we do.
But I've said this since, but I think musician wedding over
he's
comic
been
wedding.
harping about this.
Yeah. Any
Actually.
day. I want to go to all musicians' weddings from now on. They are way better people to hang out with than comedians.
So here's the thing, right? Like, speaking from the outsider perspective, because I'm not invited to any weddings. It
You
is-
were invited to my wedding.
Yeah, but like I was like, so even at your wedding, there's too many comedians, right?
Yeah.
So it's like too many cooks essentially. So everybody's trying to like edge one each other off in like the funny way. Nobody's like just being like nice to each other.
Nobody's just hanging out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like at Hash's wedding, all the musicians got on stage together and they were singing and all. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, this in
Yeah.
comedy is not happening.
Imagine 10 people from like Delhi to Bangalore just doing like multiple sets at the same time.
Oh God.
It'll be crazy. Just like a
Well,
cacophony.
I've seen you guys like do improv sets like that.
Yeah, but I don't want to see.
That was a deep
Two
insight.
sentences for you, 2 sentences for you, 2 sentences for me. Yours has to be a question, yours has to be a statement,
Yeah.
and yours has to be a confession.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah. There are different games they've combined, but sure. In school of improv.
But that's pretty much improv, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a plastered wedding story if you all want.
Oh,
to hear.
yeah.
Of course.
So again, we had a 3-day wedding because roast
Yeah.
and then wedding and all happened. And then at the roast, it was in Goa, and they booked a resort for the roast, and I was like, yes, because resort and everything, and there'll be booze and everything. And there was like a no booze thing. It was some dry day nonsense happening, and this was in June and very hot essentially in Goa. So we were all like just like boiling, and we were like, just let's get the roast done, man. Let's get the roast.
Yeah.
There's like a nice fucking kidney-shaped pool. It's right there next to
How
the.
do you even do a roast without getting drunk?
Yeah, so then basically then eventually there was a like a alcohol shop in because to Goa it was just like 2 steps away. It was an alcohol shop, so everybody would just like go put the roast on and then go and get drunk and come back again. Like, just like so uncles were also doing it, aunties were also doing it, and the kids also doing it. So like every level we all knew like who has to like go and shuffle. And then at some point we were like, why are we doing this? There's a car outside which belongs to us only because we were friends and all. So we just like packed an entire carton and got.
Yeah,
So
nice.
like now who wants just like, and they're like, should we pay you 35 rupees? And I'm like, what the fuck? For one fucking pun. So then we all just got drunk. Okay, then like now we're hot also because it's fucking,
Yeah.
So then we were just like, should we just go in the pool? We just just go in the pool, and we went in the pool, dude. We just like most of us just jumped in. And all the aunties are like, they actually jumped in. And when we just jumped in, and it was nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
It was great.
Like this was like a controlled anarchy situation.
Yeah.
Like dry day to kya hua?
Yeah.
Ye swimming pool hamara nahi hai to kya hua?
And I was so drunk that I was like, I can do a belly flop, okay? like backwards flop or whatever you call it.
Oh.
So I did this and I just landed flat on my back and
Ouch.
it burned for 5 days, dude. It was so bad.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Also, if it was a dry day, were you like breaking open the booze shop and
No,
stealing
they were
the
selling
booze?
it under the fucking thing. Little bit the shutter goes.
okay.
Yeah, so
As is the way.
yeah.
As is the way across the Konkan.
Or no, anywhere, man. I remember going to Gurgaon in the
What will they do? Stop people from drinking? Like
Yeah,
that's the
how?
only
That's
joy
the-
left we have. You realize?
I just remembered one amazing wedding story.
Yeah.
Friend's wedding. One friend's girlfriend has gotten really drunk, so a couple of girls have taken her to the bathroom to like splash water on her. At which point, another friend's mom is walking to the bathroom, and this guy's mom was a rager, and she was like, remember the trance gigs in the 90s and 2000s in all the culture
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
She used to go for those. She's like hidden in closets to not get arrested on the raids and all that. She was a rager. I love her. Like, her gifts to me at like if things used to be like, that was like a happy birthday. See what I got you from the hills.
Chocolate,
She was really cool.
Yeah.
So she walks into the bathroom and sees these 3 girls with this one passed out girl, and she goes, I know what's going on. She's having a bad trip. Starts fucking slapping the fuck out of this fucker. And everybody's like, no, she's not on any drugs. She's just drunk. And his auntie's like, no, I've seen this.
Deservedly so.
That poor girl, luckily she was passed out. She doesn't know anything. She would have woken up the next morning. Oh, why is my face bruised?
Yeah, this sore. And just like this is a new effect of Hangover.
Yeah.
Probably didn't believe that this auntie slapped her. So,
Yeah.
like, somebody else hit me. I'll get them.
Yeah, when you wake up from injuries and you don't know how you have them on your body, it's absolutely the worst.
Yeah, the post drinking bruises, no?
Yeah.
Like it's the oh man, like on the fucking elbow or some knee and shit, and then you're like, I don't know this one.
Eventually, one flash will come back of something, and you're like, uh-oh.
Dude, yeah, sometimes, like, but a lot of times, no.
Yeah.
Because especially, I think my arms are also a little lanky, so I keep bumping into something or the other on a daily basis, and then, like, when you're drunk, you're just doing it with more force than you usually would.
And you also do a lot of this, like it's like a very puppet move where Aakash will just like,
Yeah.
so I'm telling you, and then you just like drop glasses and things. in my own house, it's like just randomly like ashtray, my cat, pillows, everything in one plate. It's like a swoop.
Well, you have to. By the way, if you're listening to this and you don't know who Sid Coutto is, go look up this band called, I don't know where to begin. You can look up Zero, you can look up Found Tobacco.
Helga's Fun Castle.
Yeah.
Alien
it's,
Chutney.
It's endless.
Ankur and
dude.
the Ghalat
Ankur and the
Family.
Ghalat Family.
Yeah.
Hashbase is
There's
live
more.
act right now. He's playing everywhere. He's a true rock and roll product of India.
A Renaissance man.
Yeah.
Rock and roll revolution that went nowhere.
What was I going to ask? I was going to say one story. I forgot what the story
Cats.
was. Oh yeah, fucking cats. Dude, it's so fun to like. Okay, so you see this man. Look at how he looks, and then you see him talk to cats, and then the voice is just so like it becomes Mittu so quickly.
Absolutely, dude. That's how it is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're
it
supposed
was
to
great.
talk to your cats like that. Also.
Yeah.
No, I think they also prefer it.
They don't like high voices in general. That's why they don't like my partner. Because he just speaks.
Scientifically, they recognize that you're doing the baby voice. It's to them.
For them, yeah.
So out of any other conversations you have when you talk to them like that, they know it's them.
Yeah, I'll be all like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, who's my baby girl? And have like some fucking 100 nicknames for my cat.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Her name is Evie. I never call her Evie. It's all from Evers to like Evelyn. Like, it's like I'll make her like, I'll call her Evelyn Narvana, just like to make her feel like she's my child altogether. And so, and that was the thing, right? Like recently when my family was hanging out, I'm showing my family my cat photos, like in a fucking very out of context, bizarre way, and they're all staring at me like, you don't realize Navin, this is very abnormal, like, you know.
Not in the cat world.
Not in the cat
world. Cat world, I'm a rockstar. 4 of them of all different colors and textures.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I should do a stage show.
Absolutely. Well, they won't come.
They won't come.
I think you'll need to do one of those lockdown wala ghar pe camera setup.
Have you not seen those cats from Britain's Got Talent where like they do like tricks and all? There's one lady, couple of ladies who have taught like these little Persian cats
I've seen some.
to do all these tricks. So they do hula hoop jumps. They reverse climb a pole and then all of that. Then they do fucking crazy. This
is like those circus animals, dude. They can't do this to cats.
No, but
but with cats, you know they wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
Otherwise they'd bounce.
They won't give
it's
a
a
fuck.
Netflix documentary also. What's going on in cats' mind or what cats are thinking or something like that. It's called. It's there. They have covered that story also.
Yeah.
So cats can be trained. And in fact, even my cats, like sometimes I just do some things with them and every one of them have individual personalities that they can adhere to. Like Evie, for example, has learned from whatever platform which is above my waist to jump onto my shoulder.
Oh,
so
lucky guy.
Like a squirrel. So I have like go to my reel highlights. You'll see so many times she's perched on my shoulder. Like if I show my shoulder right now to you guys, you'll see exactly how scarred it is over the. Look at this. It's like you see all these.
Yeah. Absolutely normal.
So just like
Covered in scratches.
But she just jumps on me and so I've just like she hears the word come and she knows exactly. Which is very weird. And go and she jumps, okay? Jinx, for example, when I say kisses, he just immediately punches his head up and takes a kiss and goes away.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
You are a rock star in the cat world.
Yeah. I have so much time as a comic, nothing to do daytime. I'm just like communicating with them in all these weird ways, right?
Yeah.
Like Quill, for example, before he fell sick recently, like I would do Quill shoot and he would fall sideways.
Oh.
Wow.
Because that's anyways his method of getting pets, okay? Like he'll ask you scream at you from the living room to the kitchen. So you follow him, and the kitchen he goes and plops. So I started methodizing it in a way that I'm like shoot and then he falls.
Then you have to pet him.
Yeah, then I have to pet him also.
Yeah.
But like,
Of course, it's part of the.
Now he stopped. Now he's just hungry all the time. Yeah.
Normal cat.
My cats were never that. Mangesh was just dumb.
Your cats were cray, dude. Like,
Yeah.
They had the option of running away and they would still come back. It was the weirdest fucking. Like when you were moving out from the office space, I remember they'd taken out the AC shaft. Okay, so now there's no hole. There's a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And there are 2 cats in the house, and they're still moving things out slowly. And when I went to check in on them, remember we were taking some
they
stuff
were so
from
stressed
the
out.
microwave and all we were taking. They were just these 2 cats were just like stressed out and have shat everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
And they were also experts at finding where the food is. So no matter where the guys kept the food, they would jump and get and open packets.
And Mangesh is insatiable hunger, dude. Like he's like, so he had an accident, okay? So I'm very sure he's not all there because like his spine is weird and he can't walk properly and his vertebrae are fused and all that shit. So dude, and Siddhi was still fine. Like after a point, Siddesh was like chilled with the idea of like you will get fed when you will get fed. But fucking Mangesh would eat what? He opened package, bench on the se vada kha raha hai wo. Now, but if you think about it, Mangesh lives in Punjab, where he eats gai ka ghee like subah in the fucking morning. Like that's what he gets. Dude, he found his place. He maneuvered himself to where he needed to be, dude. From fucking Bombay to Vasai to Delhi to fucking Punjab.
He's going to be a life coach soon.
Yeah.
Even Kaniza's cat, Bombay Rescue Cats, are now in South Africa chilling with their parents.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I wish somebody picked me up from Bandra and took me to South Africa. It's nice. Good life. That's the thing, right? Like when Abhi and I are thinking about moving out of the country, we're like, what will we do with the cats? And I'm like, fucking leave them behind. I mean, I love them, but like somebody will take care of them. Because you can't take a species of a different country to Australia, apparently.
Yeah, you can't.
You have to keep them in Hong Kong for 6 months or something like that, and then take them. I'm like, They'll be anyways in a crate in fucking different country. My mom and dad could like rather keep them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll take one of them.
Take.
Yeah.
You take Evie.
My
She's
friend
my
is
heart.
sure. My friend is planning to breed his dog. And it's such a fascinating
Like
conversation.
personally or like to ask. In the gay world, that's a very different.
My friend Dhawal has a beagle.
Lola. She's
And
amazing.
yeah, and he recently met another handsome dog on the street who is also a beagle, and they're very similar in temperament.
Lovely.
So he wants them to, and I was like, dude, you're a dad, dude. Like, you're a dad arranging marriage for your fucking child.
This is the plot of 101 Dalmatians, dude. That's how it starts.
Yeah, but it's
It's a meet cute.
Huh?
It's a meet cute.
It's a meet cute.
You know what a meet cute is? You're so straight, dude. Oh shit. In romantic rom-com movies, for example, when the boy and girl first time meet, for example, if the book's in the front and the bump and the book falls, it's a meet cute. In 101 Dalmatians, like the dogs fall in love for the first time and both the dog walkers are walking them.
Yeah.
And then like their entangle happens and then the two then look at each other and they're like, oh, that's a meet cute. So that's a meet cute.
Oh.
Now you know. Now you all know.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Learning something new every day.
Every time.
But
From bud, what was that? Rosebud to meet.
Yeah. Oh man, Rose, I will tell you later. It is a revelation of what happens in the state of nature.
Yeah, in the wild.
In the wild.
Yeah.
So this is my thing with this thing is how do you know?
What is your thing with what thing?
This dog sexing thing is shouldn't you pick a dog that is of a different temperament? You know what I mean? Like, don't you want mixing of don't you want? Because otherwise it's too much of a thing, right?
Man, unlike cats, doggies don't have that much personality difference. So like,
yeah, pretty much like they're just like vibing.
They're just
I mean, if they're calm now, just because nothing's irritating them, and if something irritates them, they become whiny little bitches.
Yeah.
And then they go back to being sweethearts. The doggies are very unlike cats, are more simple to understand.
Yeah. And I said the entire story, man. Like, I've been following this account on YouTube and TikTok, and generally he does reels around the country.
How you are using TikTok? You can use TikTok in India?
He posts his TikTok videos on YouTube, so that's how I watch it. Specified.
Sorry, I'm just fascinated. I want to.
Yeah, because on his videos he's like, hey TikTok fam, and I'm like, hey, I'm not on TikTok, but I get it, I'm your fam. Okay. That I have some level of connection with him to some other medium, right? So he basically volunteers at a Californian dog shelter, and he takes them out for walks and spend time with them in the park because people just generally leave their dogs behind and everything. And sometimes in the morning I'll start watching it in the blue only, and then I start fucking crying, dude, because people abandon their dogs over the silliest fucking reasons, okay? They're like, she barks during my work calls, so they just returned like a 2-year-old dog after like taking them away. And then the dog is like has no idea why my family left me, right?
And the dog like imprints onto the owner, right?
Yeah,
they become like, it's a pack thing, like they're out of their pack now.
Yeah. In fact, like in one crate they had to mention that please do not come and pet this dog unless you're going to take her home, because she's been given false hope so many times that now her heart breaks every time people come and go away. So I mean, I'm like thinking about it, tearing up, right? It's fuck all. It's just like humanity is the worst. Anyway, so like, it's good to like then have animals around to be like, hey, it's okay, fine,
Yeah.
And immediately I'll go and hug my cats, and I'm glad they're in my life.
Yeah.
Totally. Whatever happens, people are like, what will you run away with if your house is on fire? I'm like, the cats first.
Same.
Everything else can fuck off.
Is it odd that this is the relationship I have with my wife?
I mean, apart from the milk drinking, everything else.
I don't call her by the same name ever. I have a million nicknames for her.
You pet her also, I've seen.
Yeah, pet her also. We have routines also.
Sure, she wakes you up with scratches.
Yeah.
Aakash has to go and clean her poop up afterwards. Put in a baggie.
She gets pissed when he's not been at home for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, every furniture is ruined. It's just like...
And it's her house.
Yeah, it's her house.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Life's good, man.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but you just played iRock recently. Again. iRock happened again, which is a great thing. If you all don't know iRock is the OG rock and roll festival in India.
Independent rock, just to give you context.
Yeah. And I remember that iRock ka promo had once come on MTV when I was growing up, and they were covering Thunderstruck in the promo.
Yeah.
I don't know who was covering Thanazak, some band covering Thanazak, and that was the... Huh?
Parikrama.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. But then you all were like the first wave of people who were like, nee, we want to do original shit back then.
But there was simultaneously a couple of others at the same time. There was
Yeah.
Pentagram, who was like older than us actually.
Yeah.
But I mean, they still, when they came in, it was still that covers world, and they did do originals. So they were like at the forefront. There was Indiscreet before us.
Yeah.
We were just but when we came in, we just like, we will play our songs. And if we have some extra time, maybe we'll throw in a cover for you.
Yeah.
So you like us, please. If you don't like us, please fuck off.
What was the reaction to that then?
We got lucky, man.
Mhm.
We got lucky. We went on stage and they liked us.
Yeah, they like good songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, we got, like, it could have gone the other way around. We did have some like there was this one concert that Vishal Dadlani threw called Festival of New Noise.
Yeah.
There was Pin Drop Violence, there was
nice.
Zero, and then Pentagram. And we for some reason decided at that gig, and we had like a whole bunch of set ready, because Naresh Kamath, this bass player from Kailasa, was playing bass with us, because our bass player had law exams at that point. So we decided for some reason to play only our songs and Beatles covers. Why? Because we felt like it. So it was just like one or two of our songs and then a Beatles cover, one or two of our songs and then a Beatles cover. And the audience got really fucking like random, like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Just like, Beatles wasn't even, at that point, Beatles was not cool, and now in retrospect,
yeah.
Beatles is fucking everybody's, you
Yeah.
say it's awesome. At that point, they probably didn't even know what the fuck we were playing.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are these new songs? We don't like them. It was weird. But there was like, people were like booing us and shit. And there were these couple of guys, these twins, who used to come for a lot of gigs. And they were heckling us to the point of, and this was at Rangbavan, okay, like Mecca.
Yeah.
They were heckling us to the point of, one of them jumped onto stage. Now, our band was two the other sweet Makabo boys.
Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt a fly. The fly will beat us and go away. We had to go to a police station to make complaint.
Yeah.
And then the other half of the band were two Punjabi brothers.
Yeah.
So this Laudu in the crowd decides to jump on stage to heckle us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight in the face of our Punjabi vocalist, who threw the mic down and started fucking pummeling it. So he's beating the fucker, and there was like a gap between the barricades and the stage back then in Rangbavan. So this asshole had jumped over and managed to come straight on stage. Rajiv lost it. Fucking mic down. Because all through the gig for the previous like 20-30 minutes, this guy was in his face showing him the finger.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was pissed with him. Then he got onto Rajiv's turf.
Yeah.
Dude, Rajiv pummeled him. They were down in the moat. Rajiv's fucking beating him there. Shiraz from Pentagram has come to help Rajiv. He's like, what the fuck? Fuck that guy. Rajiv has not noticed that Shiraz has come to help him. He's fucking whacking Shiraz. That guy got dragged by the audience. Like, while Rajiv's beating him, the audience caught hold of his shirt. I mean, one of them, his twin brother, and their friends, I guess they were all in a group. They caught him and pulled that fellow by his t-shirt and arms back into the audience and away from Rajiv, dude.
Wow.
And I'm on stage playing.
It was like composing the beat to the
I'm on stage playing. No, it's in the middle of a song. I'm fucking doing whatever, and then I'm like, why are there no vocals? Vocalist is in the pit fighting. I'm looking at Warren's looking at me like, and Bobby's looking at us like, can you stop the song so I can go beat him too? Oh no, Bobby wasn't there. That's why that didn't happen. Because if Bobby was there,
yeah, that would have happened, yeah.
In fact, some years before, when we were playing IIT, once in the LMs, again, some fucking people were heckling us and shit. And this IIT LMs used to be in the middle of the night, okay, in those days. It start at like 11 p.m. and go on till like 5 in the morning. So sometime in the middle of the night, all men been drinking. Men, we all college age in those days. Between 18 and 23, something like that. And people are drinking and then they're fucking abusing us in the LM. So Punjabi boy gets pissed off, goes to fight with them. Bobby looks at one and goes, hey, hold my bass guitar. I was like, huh? takes the bass guitar, and then Bobby jumps down to fucking fight it.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
In true Christian format, you're like waiting. I have to protect the instrument, guys. You're because then they can come here and attack the fucking.
We know. See, now, those guys are also half Christian and probably baptized also, but the Punjabi side is strong in that. Like Warren East Indian. I'm East Indian Goan. Like I ain't fighting with you unless like you're finishing the last peg of booze. Then I'll fight you too.
Yeah. Or you come kidnap my wife. That's the most.
Kidnap my wife? What the fuck? I don't know that part.
I don't know.
The Goan thing?
I just say things sometimes. And I hope it sticks to the wall. Move on.
But fuck, man. It's such a different landscape. Like, it's so much more. It sounds like a wild, wild west of the music scene back in the
It's
day.
crazy.
Yeah, it was even, man, I've seen so many fights break out at gigs and pentagram gigs and like metal gigs. Actually, metal is the least because they're like, they're all actually fucking sweetos, and the energy, that's what it comes out. They'll mosh and all that. And after that, they'll go back to like petting their doggies and taking care of their
It's
cats.
like Utkarsh, right? Like our manager, he's such a quiet guy, and then he plays for Pacifist, and you're like, who is this guy on stage?
His hair and everything is like, oh shit.
Dude, metal guys are absolutely the sweetest.
Even Sanit Revankar.
Dude, Sanit are sweet. That's why all of them are sweethearts.
Yes, exactly. Such a cutie he is.
Totally. When you see them on stage, you're like, ये कहाँ से आ गया भाई?
Yeah. Oh fuck. And in the mosh pits, I was never ready for mosh pits until someone threw me in one. I feel came out with like one bruised elbow and shit.
How did it feel though?
It felt nice, like, but then I get the point of it, but sometimes it's like out of control नहीं जाता. It's like, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
It seemed like too much.
One dude in the middle just going push.
Like post 20 something, you shouldn't be going for like moshes unless you're like a MMA fighter or you're like you used to fighting, because it's like standing in front of the train.
Yeah.
It's like, hit me, there's going to be impact. Let's see how much damage.
For those of you who don't know what mosh pitting is, you can look it up on the online, but it's like a thing that's associated with hard songs and like metal gigs and shit, basically, where everybody gets into imagine like if they were doing matki ka, that, you know, cascading thing, like where they get on human pyramid. But it's the same number of people in a circle and pushing each other. Have you seen like riot police run at people? No.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Riot police running at a group of protesters. And them running back. That's a mosh pit. Without the police shields and without the people going to jail at the end. It's a hatapai. Right? I don't know what that is, but I will assume that's a mosh pit. It's you push and you grab and you push and you grab. Like, it's like Dadar station.
But Dadar station is still kind. Okay, one guy falls, everybody will kind of like form a circle around him to bring him out of that.
See, that's a mosh pit. Even there they do it.
I've seen people just like step on people and run away.
I've seen that at the station too.
To Dadar, there's 2 mosh pits. Nice.
But I feel like we were at the first generation to start going to all these random places and do comedy. You know what I mean? And like music took a very different route when it came to that, because of obviously like you have 4 people and all. You know, around, like, but you have instruments and fucking this, and like we just show up, and that I think is also more dangerous for us at times, because we end up going to places where you're like alone, and if the crowd is against you, whatever, then you're fucked. Like everyone's run out of a kitchen once. You know?
That's true. I was taken from a back entry of the Malad venue.
There you go.
Because there was a group of MNS men standing on the floor below waiting for me to come out. Because, it's a bizarre episode.
This happened to me twice, where I've done a show and then the organizer, and you don't even realize. The worst is like once I've done, you don't know only that you've done anything wrong. Everyone's having a great time, but that one dude in the back, he has taken offense and now he wants to see you. So the producer will, like, as you get off, he'll be like, okay, come no, like this, come no, let's have a conversation like this. And he'll take me to the kitchen and he fucking walked me out and like, aapka bag sab idhar hai. Jao.
There are so many, like, even Bill X has done this one story where like the crowd was just against them.
I love that story.
Yeah, it's a great story. Just watch on YouTube.
That Christian town wala story?
And the town, and they're still running, and the check he's like, here's the check, run. It's like basically they were like tripping and they went to do a show, and it's on YouTube entirely. I can't do any justice to it. Bill Hicks does
watch it properly.
In the entire like this group of comics, and that's the beauty of that generation where they would listen. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a group of comics, but they still listen to the one best guy in the room. He has that kind of personality.
But this is the thing I feel like now. I was watching Crashing. I don't know if you have watched Crashing,
Yeah.
the Pete Holmes show. It's like, it was pretty real.
It is
Like a
very
lot
real.
of it is, it's about a comic. He basically becomes homeless in New York and he crashes at different comics houses to make by. And this has happened. Like, my first tour was that only. There was no hotels. There was no fucking formal transport plan
yeah.
or fucking whatever. How did you all manage logistics back then? Like, it must have been such a pain in the ass.
It was a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass, man. And the first few years I had to do it myself. Then we got a manager.
Yeah.
Fucking pain, dude. To just like, the thing, I mean, see, it was lucky starting off. We were friends, and see, we didn't start off with a commercial angle or anything,
Yeah.
right? We were people who wrote songs and were going to perform them. We didn't care about future success. We didn't
Yeah.
care about we were fucking writing shit and we're gonna come and rock out. So it was a lot easier than now. The world has changed, especially with regards to art. People come in with this, ye karenge, wo karenge, yeah, because they have so much information and
Yeah.
the network is there. There was no internet, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
really, internet, you have to go there and type some to do your projects. You didn't use it
Yeah,
for
like
anything
a water
else.
cycle.
Even chatting came 1-2 years later.
Yeah.
By 99, 2000, I think we started boop, boop, that
Yeah.
ICQ thing.
Yeah.
Before that, the internet was there was no way to reach people besides just almost cold calling people
Yeah,
randomly.
yeah.
You say, hello, we had this band, blah, blah, and then okay. There's no way to hear your music also. It's check out my link. There's nothing.
Yeah.
How the fuck, come for my show.
Or
Okay, who the fuck are you again?
The band is just ready in the background, click hello, listen, and just yeah, 50 fast, play a tune.
Dude, what people do.
But you all must have sent CDs and cassettes or whatever, everywhere, right? CDs, I think, by then.
See, the first few years were CDs, man. We were college kids. And
Yeah.
back then, if you had to record, it's not like now you just put on a computer, stick a mic in.
Yeah.
Then you had to spend thousands of rupees, which, by the way,
Studio.
thousands back then was
a-
lakhs.
lakhs now.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the money, dude.
Yeah.
So we didn't have recordings till our first album was done in 2000 on between Warren's home computer, Rajiv's home computer, and my home computer.
Yeah.
Rajiv had the highest amount of RAM, so the final recordings were done then. By highest amount of RAM, I mean 16 MB.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, millibytes or some shit. What is? I don't even remember what is MB.
Megabytes.
Megabytes.
Now it feels like millibytes. Yeah.
Millibytes
But
would be
like
like
16
yeah.
MB, dude. We did a whole album on a 16 MB
Yeah.
computer, and it used to. So we used to take ice packs in the fridge
Yeah,
and
yeah.
keep it by the CPU to cool it down, and you had to keep freezing tracks, which is exporting them and then re-importing
Yeah.
without processing, so you could do more, and the computers to keep freezing, and then it was a different time. So before recordings even started, there was no way else besides I used to turn up at every show and meet people and say 0 0 0 0 0 0
Yeah, yeah.
0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. And also when I formed the band, it started from me being depressed about my earlier band and writing in my college journal
Yeah.
that I am zero. And then I look back at that and I was like, it's a catchy thing. So the band was actually the Zero Band. So when the
right.
first few years, first couple of years, you just go meet people at gigs and hi, I'm zero. I'm zero. It's just like how Instagram is now. You're just fucking
Yeah.
trying to shove your fucking everything onto everybody. I used to do that in person.
Yeah.
It's just because there was no other way.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it ended up working. It
Yeah.
actually ended up working because we got gigs, we got noticed. It's just the first iRock we played was because I just puck out the Pentagram guys to come for our gig at Raz,
Yeah.
which was 1 week before. And they came and we kicked ass. And then the next week, a slot unexpectedly popped up for iRock.
Yeah.
And they knew us because they had come for a gig because I
Yeah.
fucking puck out them into coming.
Yeah.
That's now people are still doing that only. Please come for my gig, please for tickets. And after we're all just eat at Joe's. That sign, eat at Joe's, please. Eat at Joe's. $1 burger,
Yeah.
$1 hot dog.
We are now the human equivalent of that tire thing.
Yeah,
Exactly. Eat at Joe's. It's just,
Link here, performing. It's fucking.
I can't even tell anymore. Do we
Yeah.
actually do our art or do we actually just do that?
Yeah.
What is what? Because I mean, all that is just advertising for your gig.
Yeah.
But
then when do you make the music for the gig?
what is going on?
That's what I was like. Even now, I'm planning my tour now, and my partner is doing like a BTS documentary coverage of the entire thing. He's a filmmaker, but then he's like, in Bangalore, what will we do this? I'm like, you asked me none of this. Okay, I'm recording 2 90-minute shows. You understand what I have to do? I have to be funny on stage for fucking 360 minutes.
You
180 minutes.
you have to cut him out of the thing. Like with this special with Nasty also, it's like there is a space allotted for the special, and then nothing else is about that.
Yeah, he understood now. Like even with my queer-rated property, he understands like what his role is and doesn't like then impede on my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, this is not going to happen, dude. If it's going to be all of us just like cooking too many fucking.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take a quick. Do we have to take a break? How many minutes has it been? It's been 40 minutes.
I like how Rishi entirely typed it down on his phone where you can see over there.
Yeah. Oh, now I couldn't see. No, so yeah. Okay, it's 40 minutes in. It's a very odd time to take a break, but we.
Do we have people live? Can we read some comments? Somehow. No.
If you're listening to the regular episode, we're going to take a very quick break now and be back with more of Sid Coutto.
Yeah. Hi friends. Before you go to the ads, one quick announcement. We are now offering memberships.
Yeah. YouTube memberships on Varta Lab. Don't worry, we're not reducing episode frequency or anything. You still get the episode every week. We're just getting more stuff on the YouTube memberships.
Ad-free audio, live access to our shows,
early episodes,
Telegram group that you will be a part of.
Yeah. And we'll do weekly catch-ups there as well. You'll get clips and bits that don't go into the episode. And we'll do live Varta Lab shows starting with Mumbai and in the rest of the country and hopefully one day the world.
So now when you see the join button on the Varta Lab YouTube channel, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Press it.
Become a member now.
Hey everyone, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Listeners, presenting to you Club Varta Lab, the premier tier offering for our podcast. Here you get a number of perks like access to extra bits and clips from the episodes, completely unfiltered, uncut and raw. The chance of watching or listening to the full episodes 2 days before the official release. An absolutely free of cost entry to the Varta Lab Just Us live shows. That's right, stories in person. Occasional live streams of the episode tapings on YouTube, an exclusive members-only Telegram group with Aakash and Navin, and you also get your name on the producer slate at the end credits of the episodes. Whoa, that's a lot. So go on to youtube.com/@vartalab and click on the join button to become a member now. On Cock and Bull, Cyrus, Aakash and Abbas discuss India's big win at the Oscars and the new move Berlin made of allowing women to swim topless in their country. On the Habit Coach podcast, Ashton doles out tips to overcome inconsistencies while preparing for UPSC exams. And on Storytellers and Story Sellers, Vinny takes us through the films that have made it to the Oscar nominations and shares trivia about them. Once again, do not forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We've got some super cool and exciting stuff over there for you and your loved ones. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, then do not forget to spread the word. You know, it really helps us a lot. And of course, don't forget to rate and review our shows on whatever platform you are listening to them. All our video shows are also available on youtube.com/IVM Podcast. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, LIC of India, Yono SBI, Cash Free Payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you so much for making this possible.
I was saying, I want to have a homeopathic medicine in a backyard sitting area, so it will be placebo in a gazebo.
You know what? Say what you want. I do agree with this. I do feel this thing with all the medication stuff out there, where it's like you have we don't know only, dude, our bodies. We don't know shit, dude. Like we pretend to know shit. Half the shit we don't know. All we know is, oh, we found this chemical that does this thing. And then we feel like, oh, now we know. But there's like million mysteries left. So
no, they in the actual community, they know they don't know. Hence medicine is called a practice. They don't know shit. They've understood some things, and with their limited understanding, they develop what they can to help in a way that they can at that point.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like surgeries in the 1800s was literally fucking hammer and nail and fucking go at it and figure out what the fuck to do with the guy when he's broken.
Man, you know what that phrase, blowing smoke up your ass is, right?
Yeah.
They used to blow smoke up people's ass as a medical treatment.
What?
Your stomach's upset, they'd be fucking blowing smoke up your ass.
Fuck.
That was literally the medical treatment.
Fuck.
So right now what we know, in like 100 years from now, we're going like, what the fuck, you were taking steroids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cocaine started out as fucking medicine, dude.
Yeah. Like no. Whenever I see there's a cancer arc in a story, for example, and you see a character deteriorate like doing fucking a chemo, I'm like, never will I want that to be like how is that ever a good thing? Like, you know, we're gonna ruin your life in way
they sell you on the odds, right?
Yeah,
like they're like, hey, you're 100% gonna die, but this thing works works for 1 out of 4 people.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
and-
if your choices are still like one, if you're going to die, if you're told, for example, you have 1 year to die, but
Yeah.
this has the chance of giving you maybe another 5 years. At that point, man, you make, after you're crying and
Yeah.
you make your like, you play odds.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people would probably be like, fuck it, I'm okay with
1 year.
living in whatever
yeah,
1 year.
yeah.
Fuck that shit. That's enough time to say bye also.
Yeah.
Some people are desperate to hold
Yeah.
on, man. So you try whatever you try.
And I think also a lot of it is at that point, like breast cancer and all. Like if it's caught at an early stage, they figured it out. Like where
Yeah.
if they even if they give you the chemo, you'll get sick as fuck for a year. But then you are definitely like I know a lot of people who are still alive like after
Yeah.
30, 40 years.
In
And
our
all.
church also one lady like fully like, and that's the thing, right? Like we saw her like hale and hearty, and then you see like all hair
Yeah.
gone, and then like one boob is gone, and like she's still like somehow managing to keep the positivity, but like you see like as she's wearing the monkey cap, so as she's wearing the muffler, like it's like she's not herself.
Yeah.
But then she was healed, and then she came back to her former glory. But it's like so many times
Yeah.
that you just lose them, you know?
So
Yeah.
it really
It's
depends
crazy.
on what cancer you have, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think breast cancer, because of the location of it, they've been able to deal
Yeah.
with it much more than other
Because it's,
organs that are
invasive.
inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
No, they can. I mean, it's horrible for the person to lose a body part.
Yeah.
But
But it's
it's a localized thing.
Yeah, it's a
as
way to
opposed
get out of it.
There are things where they can't do anything because it'll kill
Yeah.
you immediately.
As Aakash was saying, right? Like earlier, it's like you have a mental illness, lobotomy, they'll put a fucking thing
That was
over
the
here.
worst
It's
shit,
like-
dude.
it's
Fucking
just-
ice pick up your nose.
nose and all, and
My
just like,
God.
yeah, and then
Okay,
Oh,
man,
Jinx
but-
doesn't know about this. You don't know about this. There was a motherfucking doctor, dude. He
Yeah.
used to go around America and he used to say कि मैं 30 सेकंड में लेबोटमी करके देगा तुमको. तुम टेंशन मत लो. और he used to
Yeah.
fucking do like marathons.
Yuck.
Fuck, dude.
Okay, let's change
Yeah.
the topic
If
from
people
this.
don't,
Yeah.
no, but just to like put underlining thing to it, because like that was like how homosexuality was treated for the longest time, lobotomizing people. So they would first there was shock therapy. They would show men fucking on camera and then give you shocks and make you vomit or throw up, so you have a negative reaction to
Right,
the
right,
idea
right.
of anal sex or whatever. And then if that did not work, in worst cases they would do this chisel against their fucking skull and do this,
Yeah.
and another mentality just like now
Yeah.
they're like a soup body, just like drooling and like nothing, and they're like at least he's not gay, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Kennedy's
you know what I'm saying?
Kennedy's sister, they did this to, dude. They did this to Kennedy's sister, like the one who got shot, the older one, the one who got shot first.
Yeah.
His sister had been lobotomized by this fucking guy, like the most energetic person who just became a zombie for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
That shit stuck with them.
I used to read Tinkle comics, and I realized like now when they say like, you know, like the first flight was done by Lord Ram and we had the first official
Yeah.
Vrat, and I'm like, okay, that seems far-fetched, but like that's the narrative now, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of like say okay, but I was reading Tinkle comics and they were like the first what do you say, stitching surgeon who realized how to stitch wounds up was Rishi Muni, who would take ants and make them bite that open wound, and then as they would seal the wound, he would break the heads off. And I'm just like, okay, I believe this because I'm a child who's
Yeah.
reading an Indian comic, and I don't know the legitimacy of it, if anybody knows if it's true or not.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. Like, I'm like, but then wouldn't that creature has pathogens? It's literally roaming on the ground, and if you take it and put on an open wound, doesn't that cause more bacterial?
But then it's like you're playing the odds again, right? Like it being open
Yeah.
versus it being shut.
yeah, the amount of
Boom.
poor ants that just fuck. Sorry, Rishi Muni. Coming from. Okay, cool.
You want to read any comments from the live stream? By the way, there's a live stream now. If you're not already a Club Varta Lab member, you should be one, because then you got a live stream where all the things
Yeah.
that don't make it to the
This
episode.
is the first time we're doing this.
Yeah.
So today we have Priyanka, Shweta,
Nice.
Shubha Smith, our friend Fluffy Pink
Shubha
Candy
Smith?
Cuff. Shubha, not your wife. Shubha Smith Gupta, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Fluffy Pink Candy Cuff Sexy Man.
Fair.
So, yeah. Everybody's saying multiple things. Right now, nobody's live because we took a smoke break.
Okay, perfect.
But
Just the
Shweta-
way we want it to be.
Yeah, right? But
I actually hung out with Shweta this time. Shweta bought a meet and greet ticket, which she didn't really need to at this point, but she bought one anyway from the kindness of her heart. She's
Yeah.
this person in Pune. And it's crazy to me where so many of the people who started off as fans, like Chetna is the best example.
Yeah.
Animesh is another great example. Like they used to just come to gigs, dude, and we used to just fucking hang out at gigs. And then we just ended up hanging out apart from gigs.
Awesome.
You know, it's so fucking nice to have those kind of relationships in this. Do you have any of those in music?
Just like one fan I've kept in touch who's like turned from fan to fan. Otherwise, not really.
Not really,
Not
no.
really, no.
I think it's different also for musicians. Because like you all are on stage and it's
And,
like
and we are off stage.
No, but like, you know.
See, then also we're in a group generally, right? So like the dynamic
That's what-
changes.
that's
of
what, like,
meeting
Yeah, like we
people.
got each other types, you know.
No, but
Yeah.
it's also that's what we're in a group and whatever little conversation we're still huddling together as a group.
Right.
So it's if you're alone, like, and I'm alone and I'm at a gig, then fuck somebody talking to you and you can have a conversation. Fucking thank God, because
Yeah.
otherwise I have to go back to a hotel room and get fucking bored.
Yeah.
It's different. You're when it's a band and they're all your friends.
Yeah.
We're having a fucking great time, whether it's there's 0 people in the audience. You know,
yeah.
we're fucking having a blast. We're ready to go back to our hotel room and laugh and party all evening.
Yeah.
If somebody joins us, great. Somebody joins us, doesn't join us, great. We don't even notice.
Yeah.
Because we're having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big difference.
It's always for those people who come from like the outside comedy fraternity. So if
Yeah.
we are chilling like fully with all of us, somebody from the outside has zero idea of like what's happening, right? And they're like, okay, what's you know?
Yeah, but I think that's another thing. Like in like this wedding, I was hanging out with so many musicians. I never felt like I was like, occasionally it'll be like, oh, you remember this guy, oh, you remember that guy. But with comics, it's incessant. The only thing they talk about is not even comedy. It's his other comics. It's so fascinating to me,
Really?
dude. Like, इसने ये किया, इसने तो इतना पैसा कमा दिया, इसने तो वो किया. And I'm like, dude, but like at least, like, can we discuss why we're here? Like, we love jokes. Can't we at least talk about jokes? Like,
Or just about life. I think there's very little like, you know, sometimes when I'm in the green room and like, so you and I talk and we on this podcast I've shared a lot of my life openly.
Yeah.
But to one comic who's a common friend, I once mentioned this whole fact that like you have to be very careful with, so sometimes people are so fucking dumb, they don't know what douching means. And I'm like, you can't just go into a butt and fuck it for like an hour or whatever, right? Like it'll obviously have problems. Like imagine like it's basic human anatomy. So you have to
Yeah.
basically douche. So you have to clear out all the pipes and then somebody goes in,
Yeah.
right? So they have no idea like what the fuck does that help with. And I'm like, so okay, for example, I was screwing this guy once and I had a condom on, but like after some time I noticed that after 5 minutes there's poop on the condom. So
Yeah.
then and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, you have to clean up. And he's like, well, it's fine. And by the time he got up to check, this guy is having a straight up diarrhea on my bed. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm telling this comic and he's like, oh. Next Thursday, I'm in the same green room. He's told fucking 5 more straight comics, okay? And now they're discussing it in front of me as if like Navin ne to aisa bola tha, हाँ ऐसा हुआ ऐसा. So I'm like, then that's what I'm saying, right? Like if one little aspect of my life, which is not even like a major thing for me,
Yeah.
becomes that fucking thing. Like so many of them don't know that I had to leave my house because my mom didn't accept my partner, you know?
Yeah.
So they have no context. But then like all they're talking about all the time is just कि मेरा ऐसा, मेरा मैं ये सिटी किया, ये शहर में ऐसा, और उसमें वो ऐसा सिटी का कॉमिक था, उसका ऐसा. I'm just like you're not even saying it like out of respect. Sorry, I'm just spitting.
No.
Spitting bars.
Spitting truth, bro.
I'm cleaning up also afterwards. Like, I'm so subservient to that. कि Amit my बाप please मैं साफ किया. But it's just that. Right? I'm like talk about something else. Talk about life, dude. People come like I'm sometimes like in our show, for example, the queer comedy show we do. Like Ankur is a Dalit comic from Beed. Okay, now she brings so much perspective. Her parents are Dalit activists. Okay, who have done like their entire life has been spent on fighting for DBA rights. And so when she comes and tells us, for example, now she's a openly queer and Dalit comic. So she's a woman. So she's like so many rungs of fucking extremism she has to face, right? And so when she's talking about it, she's just giving me so much insight about the kind of hate she's getting, and she's asking her parents because they are like seasoned activists, and they're like, you take it all in your stride and then you prove it in a comedic way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear कि उसका feeling क्या है दूसरे comic के घर के बारे में.
Yeah, वही ना.
Just-
But I found the trick here. You single them out. Like you talk to them one-on-one. Then the conversation becomes very this thing.
Yeah.
The minute comics are on other comics, they feel like they need to one-up the next guy.
Exactly.
And I'm last person to try and one-up anybody. So like then when they're talking to me one-on-one, they know they're the funnier person in the conversation.
Yeah.
So then they open up and then they talk about life.
But Aakash becomes very Delhi when the Delhi comic is in the room. I've noticed
Yeah,
that.
I become very Delhi. I embrace it. I enjoy that part of me.
Yeah. That day we were in the Habitat Green Room. Aakash is there with me and he's talking like this only to me. He's like, yeah, you know. And then
कोई नहीं यार.
then Vijay Yadav walks in and is like, अरे यार कैसा था यार, अरे यार कल करेंगे ना. And this one like I want to write an entire bit on this, but when Delhi people say curry, it's just like curry kara. It's just like कि मैंने तो बहुत wait करा. Like we say kiya in Bombay, or like मैंने but they say kara.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's so funny.
Linguistics, man.
Kalesh, they say Kalesh.
Kalesh हो गया.
Kalesh
is one of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Kalesh? अरे at Metal King में बहुत कलेश होता है.
हाँ, they kalesh into each other. Yeah, Varta Lab part 2. If you're with us, then you're for us. You're not against us. Coutto in the house. Tell us some stories from like the iRock days that were like so scandalous that you would never mention it to somebody else.
I won't mention it. It's too open a question, man. Like,
it was a
what's scandalous, dude?
scrappy. iRock used to be scrappy. I remember that overwhelming memory of it being just barely managing.
Man, the fun of iRock was like, especially back then, is the audience reaction to bands. It was a very group, like a church, like collection of people acting as one.
Right.
You know, whatever, like if they didn't like the band, the whole audience would turn on the band. If they liked the band, the whole audience would like the band. It was like almost
herd mentality.
Yeah, it was the herd
Basic.
fucking mentality
Yeah.
in this
Culty.
one concert that happened every year.
Yeah.
It was why, like, I remember once the whole audience hated the band. I can't remember which band, thankfully. So they first sat down, okay, when the
In the dirt.
No, I mean it was
Okay,
like
yeah.
tiled and all. It wasn't muck back then. In Rangbhavan,
Hmm.
it was a properly auditorium. So the crowd sat down. Then they realized the band was not getting pissed off enough, so they turned around.
Wow.
So imagine they play. There's fucking 5,000 people in front of them, but they're sitting down and facing away from them. And I wasn't doing that because like I actually knew 2 or 3 of those people on stage.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to like do that. The people in front of me fucking whacked my legs. Hey, Matt! Matt! Guma! He was like, okay, I'm not getting beaten up for these fucks. I'm sitting there. I turned on. Okay, this is fun. This is a fun group activity.
Full dharna happening.
That was amazing, dude. I love that shit. And like, I won't name the band. One year there was this band that launched their album, okay? Video. So album video at the same time, but this is their video. And the video had a woman in a bikini in it. And every time the woman in the bikini came on screen, because it was all big screens, the audience was like, and when it switched back to the band, the audience was like, boo! And the band is standing on stage while the video is playing, and this is happening, dude. It was like, boo, 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 yeah, boo. And that happened for the entire video. It was so much fun, dude.
Never again, dude.
I love that
Scandalous, my
shit,
friend.
dude. It was so much.
I got my answer eventually.
When I walked in, it's not really scandalous or anything, but my first memory of iRock walking in to play, it was sound check. Zero had just been called the previous night, so we were like, oh fuck, wow, no preparation time. They were playing iRock. Walk in and I go backstage and Agni's sitting there, and I'd been listening to Agni at that point since 1990, 91.
Yeah.
And this was now 97, 98. So, fuck, these are like rock gods to me, dude. I walk in, and there's 3 of them sitting. One of them has a bottle of whiskey or vodka. The other guy has a bottle of whiskey or vodka. The third guy didn't drink. The guy who owns Kayani Bakery. Shrewsbury, I love you, man. Ross, you fucking, I love you so much, dude. Shrewsbury biscuit, greatest biscuit on the fucking planet.
It is,
Yeah.
Like, I call my girl cat Cookie because she smells like Shrewsbury biscuits.
Yeah, female cats smell very nice.
Yeah, no?
Cookie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the 2 guys with literally a full bottle in front of them each. They've got their hands on their bottles. There's no glass, mixer, nothing,
Yeah.
bottle. And it's sound check, dude. So it's like 11, 12,
Yeah.
1, 2. You know, not appropriate drinking time as far as I used to think as a kid. And walk in and these rock stars are there with 2 bottles of booze. I mean, this is what you hear about in the movies, right? This is what happened.
Yeah.
One guy, teetotaler, fucking sitting there, air drumming. And the vocalist was upside down against the wall. this like handstand thing up against. So we walk into that. Wow, we made it, baby. Cannot get crazier than this.
Yeah.
Wow. Then another IROC story. Yeah, it's probably IROC. Yeah, it was at Rangbhavan. It was
There's
at
a
Rangbhavan.
disclaimer with many Sid stories.
Who fucking remembers? It's been freaking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gigs and years and spliffs. So who remembers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one gig we were headlining Rangbhavan, and we had this idea like, why don't we invite all the other bands to come up on stage in the last song and throw peaches at the audience, because we did that song Millions of Peaches for me.
Yeah.
And we're like, so we end that and we'll throw peaches into the audience.
Yeah.
Like, not at them, like throw it in.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see what we're doing. And we invited PDV and this whole bunch of other bands. The time came, we were headlining that gig, so it's like right at the end of the night, last song. We invite all the other bands, PDV, a couple of other bands, and they all come running on stage. They had 8 peaches. And we had got a crate. We had got a fucking crate, okay? Like a big ass fucking box. 2 cats would fit in there, you know? And it was in the green room. But when they came out, there were only 8 peaches.
Everyone ate the peaches.
Yeah.
P-Man in the end, he's like taking the hay out and throwing the hay at the audience. Okay? then he threw the box at the audience. Because I didn't throw much hay anything. And we didn't know like what the fuck happened. Years later, we found out that this guy Keith Vegas, who was the guitar player of Gary Lawyer's band, who'd played that night, they were in the green room drinking at that point, and they saw this crate of peaches, and then Keith Vegas told his bass player Keith Pinto, Juliet, his wife, Juliet makes very nice peach snaps. So he took all our peaches. He filled the peaches in his bag.
Yeah.
And he took it home for his wife to make peach snaps.
Not even like he got her there to make snaps in
He took it and went. And he, 10 years later or something, he met Warren once and said, once I was playing and I didn't know I was going to throw it. So Juliet made a very good peach snaps. So I don't know.
Someone was happy at the end of it.
Fuck, dude, it was a mystery for a decade, dude. Like, what the fuck happened to our peaches?
Peaches,
Like,
yeah.
our gear didn't get robbed from the fucking green room. Our peaches got robbed. What the heck?
It's like they went to Call Me By Your Name cassette, all of them.
This is like the canvas ka green room. The only thing that like chargers would get stolen from the canvas green room. Nothing else would get stolen from the club.
Wires.
You could leave, wires, especially wires, like those USB charging cable. People would just fucking flick them all the time. I think it's the right size of stealing.
There must have been wire gnomes.
Wire gnome.
Come take me.
You go to the mall and there's this civilization of
Built on wires.
They're the ones running in the streets making people laugh also.
Yeah.
Dude, they're the structure of palladium, guys.
It's USB cables.
It's the soul of all those men standing like this in that exhibition.
Oh man, if
Spirit of
right
Mumbai.
now when you in the truck, na,
With the truck, yeah.
the
That's
amount
pretty
of
sick, though.
times, dude. Yeah, but it's like none of those people will ever see it.
Ever see that, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the fucking biggest travesty.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's an art piece called Spirit of Mumbai, which is in Palladium, which is the most high-end mall, which is already a mill that was taken over to become a mall. So
Yeah.
all people who work there, poor people, will never be able to enter that fucking place. And just to mock them a little more, they have this piece where like all these garib people who go like this from Churchgate to Virar, they have made that an art piece in a diamond-studded like some reflective surface, so it looks fancy.
But that's what it looks
Yeah.
like to rich people from their cars.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, what a shiny truck.
Yeah. or an emblem of Mumbai's,
Resilience.
See those guys, they're all hanging with their friends.
Yeah.
We should have this in like a St. Regis or something so that we also can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's metal balls. Are those silver balls? No, then we can't do this. Silver minimum.
The funniest is when you ask rich people to do like Halloween or like to do any costume party, they do a very bad job of it. Like they just at least show up in some effort or nothing.
Yeah.
They're trying to do for just like I just wore an orange shirt. I'm Munna Bhai now. Ab kya say? Yeah.
I get very lazy to do
Yeah.
costume
Come
parties.
as Malika Sherawat as a snake and then
Dude, now that I'm bald, I mean, it's just easy. I'm always Lex Luger.
or you can be Shakal.
Otherwise, I hate it.
The Indian Lex Luthor. It should be Shakal, dude. It should be Shakal from Mr. India.
Oh fuck, I've forgotten that.
Yeah.
Mogambo Khush Hua.
No.
No.
Shakal is
Shakal
from
is from another movie.
Shan.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just confused my own thing. Mogambo is from Mr. India. They had a fucking moat under him where there are sharks.
Mogambo Khush Hua. And the idiots used to jump like.
No, Shakal had that because of the sharks.
No,
Mogambo had a
the
lava.
sharks.
Mogambo had a hot lava.
Yeah, it was hot lava.
Shakal had the sharks.
Sharks, yeah.
That's a fun co-op housing
If I'm wrong,
committee
please correct
meeting.
me. But Mogambo had like hot lava and Shakal had the. That's why when like in the end the whole system Mogambo's thing is running, they're all like, let's get out of here because it's fucking falling apart. Types. Yeah. It's classic sci-fi.
I want to be in that society meeting. Shakal sir, आपका sharks का potty आप लोग green bag में नहीं डालता है Shakal साहब.
हमारे चिंटू का बॉल चला गया अभी वो बॉल लेने गया उसका हाथ खा लिया.
At least wet waste करो. आप segregate नहीं करता है.
Yeah.
But it was long time ago, old movie, and then it's not segregated. Then that's why. That's why it was okay. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, then it would be more of sir आपका वो Shark Tank का leakage आ रहा है मेरे इधर दीवार पे.
Yeah. मतलब कि हाय शार्क्स मेरी ऑफरिंग है एक बच्चा 0.1 शार्क फिल्म के लिए. Have you seen the movie Beach by Danny Boyle?
The DiCaprio one.
DiCaprio one, yeah.
It was a book, right?
Yeah, it's a book, and then like Robert Carlyle,
Yeah,
DiCaprio,
same
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Not Tilda Swinton, the other lanky one, the weird looking one. But in that movie, there's a very beautiful representation of a shark bite. Okay, and like one of them is like a white guy, and then the shark just bites his entire half. Okay, and then there's this like full holes on his body, and the whole idea of the movie is that there are commune living off coast in Thailand, and it's just like all these hippies who have found paradise, okay, and they don't tell anybody that they're living here and it's an ecosystem, but there's no medicine or whatever, or like ways to take care of somebody like that.
Right.
So they just leave him to die outside.
Whoa.
So then this man for 4 days, Leonardo DiCaprio is with him, like, don't worry, I'll be with you, but they're like, you can't, you come inside back and have fun, but let that man die, okay, and it's the most brutal thing I've ever seen.
Fuck.
I've forgotten
Hardcore.
this part.
Yeah, I know.
thankfully.
Is it a true story?
No, it's
it's
a book.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
If this island paradise was a real thing, you'd know about it.
yeah. Somebody who fucking put a story.
Eventually, yeah.
Some dumb fucking
Yeah.
kid from fucking.
Yeah, like hidden gems in Thailand. Guys, मैंने आज hidden
Yeah.
gem discover किया.
You can take a flight from Phuket, you can take a boat from here.
आपको लास्ट में तैरना पड़ेगा, लेकिन आपको स्विमिंग करने के लिए क्लासेस जाना चाहिए.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Paid
Paid partnership with the beach.
Yeah. 199 rupees
yeah,
only.
they'll go to Kolkata, they'll be like hidden gems, Peter and Co. Peter Cat. I'm like, shit.
Okay. Chalo. I think that's we've gotten a good hour out of this.
Yeah, we didn't speak of much of
Yeah.
Coutto's life.
Yeah.
Do you want to speak more about?
But we can come back, of course, and do more stories.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. Like I think whenever we have guests who are like, let's go, we are like, let's
See,
go.
he
Yeah,
said he's hung out with me a few times. He said you to come there and do the same thing we're doing now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, cool, bro. I mean,
That's
it's
exactly
true to your word. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it. It's just nice to meet you.
Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I commend your attention span.
Which means you're an OG fan.
And if you're an OG fan, then we have something that you're gonna absolutely love. Varta Lab is starting memberships.
They're going prime, baby.
No, don't worry, we're not gonna reduce the number of episodes you get every week. You still get the same episode, but with memberships you get it earlier. You get clips and bits you don't get in the episode. You might get to watch the episode being taped live, raw and uncut. And also come to live Varta Lab recordings in your city or, well, in our city, wherever you are.
Yeah, so many benefits, only one podcast.
Varta Lab.